You don't need no man at all.
I mean, I got a man, but I could do it on my own.
You got a man,
I like
but
to
you
spend
don't
money,
need
so
him.
I like to work.
I like her.
You got him, but you got him. You got a man, but you don't need him.
Yeah, I don't need him
So why you with him?
because I want to be with
Because you
him.
love him.
Would you want to? So what's stronger, a sense of want or a sense of need?
All right, what up, y'all? Hey, check it out, man. It's y'all boys, Ola and Is.
What's good?
What up, Ola?
What's good? Is
Chilling, baby, chilling, man.
I'ma get busy with it right now. I'ma get busy with it right now. I'ma get busy with it right now.
Before we even get started, though, what do we do, big
Hey,
dog?
as always, make sure that y'all like, make sure y'all comment below, keep subscribing in that corner.
Yeah.
Make sure that y'all share this. Appreciate everything that y'all doing. Let's keep it going.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. So this topic, man, today we're going to be discussing, I mean, this one is kind of, I think sometimes it's a little difficult for me because I have so many thoughts on this topic,
Yeah.
right? You know, we talking about women, we talking about relationships.
True.
We talk about why sometimes men have difficulty finding who they are.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And a society that actually tries to, in my opinion, blackball heterosexual men, you know, straight men, to make you feel insecure and weak and that you have no value in this world.
True.
And to make you question your position and how you're supposed to be. And I honestly don't feel like it should be that difficult. I mean, I think, you know, we talking about just being a man in general.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a society that we're talking about women are so focused on being labeled as independent, strong women.
Hey, Yvette, there's my girl. Get your ass in here. Hey, y'all, it's Donna. Donna Tubbs. We haven't seen you in so long, we thought you'd run off and found yourself a man.
Do I look like I've got a husband and an overweight stepson? Now give me a drink. It's ladies' night.
She's back.
I'm not against that. I believe everybody should have their own strength, right? But I believe we're focusing so much on it that it's like, I believe you don't have to tell somebody, like I don't have to tell somebody I'm a light-skinned black man, right? Like, you know,
Right.
in a worse society, but we're so focused on titles and ideology, like just titles and this is what I am and you're gonna respect me for this and you're gonna do it. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. I feel like we've superseded the I guess kind of like that equality, if you want to say quote unquote equality. And now we've gone into, I don't want to call it revenge, but kind of like we need to make up for everything that we have felt, experienced.
Like everything is like, I don't need.
Yeah.
And I think, man, and because you look at it, right? All these brothers, we got all these young men out here where they're literally following after so many social media presences, right? Trying to understand like who they are and their value, because I feel like so many women are making so many young men insecure.
Yeah.
And then these women are, at the same time, they want to be in relationships.
Do you think men are important? Like for what?
I think what happened is women used to be softer. They used to be more gentler. They used to be more compassionate. Women now, to me, I have nothing to prove to a woman.
Yeah.
Like as far as like, I'm not trying to prove I'm wiser, stronger, more powerful, right? But I feel like women are trying to compare that, you know, trying so hard to
Yeah.
compare themselves and make you believe they're so much more equal.
Yeah.
We're equal on our own platform,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
we're all equal in our own form. But I think what we all have our strengths,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, if we're in the gym, I don't expect you to bench what I bench.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? When we go out, I don't expect, you know what I mean? I expect you to dress, I expect you to kill it. I'm not trying to compare with you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to career paths, you know, when it comes to life, we all have our strong roles. And I just think, man, we're getting so far away from it. It's like the more we progress, the more we digress.
Yeah.
And man, it's like, ladies, man, it's just like, I wish women were just comfortable, tapped into their, you know,
Who they are.
Just who, man, you what makes you, who you are.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have nothing to prove to me.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, a lot of times you see just your common, you know, like interactions. There's like it's a piss contest, which used to be between men, right?
Yeah.
It used to be between, like who's, tougher at this or whatever. Now it's between women. And it's odd for me. It's really odd.
Yeah.
One of the things that I heard before, it was like this, the age-old competition thing between who's more important to life between, a woman and a man. And I sat there, and it was on like Facebook or something. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, remove any one of these, and you don't have life. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And we just make it so complex where it's like, well, no, like the man is more important. You got men to be like, the man is more important. If the man, and I like, on the women's side, it's like, well, if the woman's not there, then you don't have this. If you remove any one of them, you do not have life. And it's as simple as that. We got these dumb arguments where it's like, who's more important?
Yeah.
Who's bringing more to the table?
Yeah.
Right. But no, that's it, man.
Yeah. So I want to check this video out with New Fugazi, right? And I want to point something out, right? When it's something he did something that was awesome. But let's watch it first, and I'm gonna show you something, right?
True.
So boom.
I think by myself. I don't need no man.
You don't need no man at all. So
I mean, I got a man, but I could do it on my own.
you got a man,
I like
but
to
you
spend
don't
money,
need him.
so I like to work.
I like her.
You got him, but you got him. You got a man, but you don't need him.
Yeah, I don't need him
So why you with him?
because I want to be
Because
with
you
him.
love him.
Would you want to? So what's stronger, a sense of want or a sense of need?
Because I don't need him. I
So,
want him.
but what's strong? Well, no, I'm just
Well,
saying.
need is stronger.
Need
yeah,
is stronger.
but
Hey, my
I
dude,
want him.
she just admitted that she don't really love you like that, dog.
stop. No, it's not like that.
She said what? Need is stronger. Hey, I'm just
Don't do
speaking.
that. Don't
She
do
said
that.
it. I ain't
She
say
gonna
it.
end up
She-
with an argument.
Look,
Right.
she said it. I ain't say it. She just admitted that need is stronger than want, and my nigga, she only wants you. So move it right along. Not playing with you.
There's nothing wrong with her saying she don't need
Right.
him.
I don't need him.
She'd rather be with him because she's happier
rather be
with him.
for him, not because she needs him.
Yeah. That's.
But the
We
relationship
all
will
know
last
that
longer
need
if
is
you need
stronger.
her.
Yes, the need is
Not
stronger,
necessarily.
but
Yes, it will.
love is stronger.
So all right, so you see the part when he was talking about how he stopped what he was doing. He said, "Brother." He called the brother out. You seen that part?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Man, listen, bro, your woman don't love you. Man, just leave.
Yeah.
Just leave." And see, that's what's crazy. Like you're in a relationship with a woman who does not need you, right?
Yeah.
But you like, and it's not because she's so focused on making sure the world knows she doesn't need you, because she doesn't want to seem vulnerable.
Yeah.
She wants to seem strong
Strong,
and
yeah.
mighty.
Yeah.
And the reality, that's a false reality. Because strong men don't go around, look at me, I'm strong, I'm this.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, but to this point, it's like, yo, if you're in a relationship where your woman feel like at the end of the day, she could do without you, she could do with you, fellas, it's
Yeah,
time
what's
to
the
go.
point?
What's the
Like,
point of why
yeah,
we together?
Why are you even there?
Because the reality is we do need each other. Because there's one thing that we cannot do in this world without each other. We cannot have babies without each other.
Cannot.
Now, you can adopt, yes, you can do that. But
Yeah.
you still need a man and a woman. You need
it.
You need to be able to birth a child.
Exactly.
You need each other.
Yeah.
Or you need a man to put in you,
Yeah.
right? Or even
every individual on earth
yeah.
is grown sperm. I mean that's just the raw
Yeah.
and really
Yeah.
nitty gritty of it. You are sperm grown from a woman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Starts at the man's sack, goes into the woman. We got life.
We got
I don't
life.
care how you want to cut it. That is what it is. You remove any one of those, you do not have life.
Man.
It's really just that simple.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this is the other thing. I feel like the I've seen this. I mean, I've been watching these different, see these different episodes where women, they were caught in the fact that, they wanted to be a man, right? Going through that whole cycle. And then they realized they had that epiphany, wait a minute, I can't have children.
Yeah.
I can't do those things. And right, they had that transition. When somebody's insecure, right? How do you show dominance? How do you show dominance if you're insecure in a world that will make you very vulnerable? How do you do that?
I would say that you just kind of overextend what you are,
Facts.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
You create this this thing that's not
superficial.
real. Yeah, absolutely.
Delusion.
So you beat your chest, you make you feel like
Right.
something. But what does it do? It hurts you in your own relationship.
Of course.
Because if you find a man who is loving, a man who desires you, or a man who wants to be with you. But he has to keep fighting the fact that you're trying to prove yourself to the world, prove yourself to yourself, right? What ends up happening? It hurts the relationship, right?
You know what's crazy is that you said that they came to the realization that if they wanted to have a baby, they need a man. It's nuts that they had to come to that realization in adulthood, right?
Yeah.
Because it means that they've been conditioned to believe that they can succeed in doing whatever they want, have a baby, do whatever they like, and not need a man.
Yeah.
That conditioning is so powerful that they actually believed it into adulthood that, hey, if I want to have a kid, I don't need a man whatsoever, right? I can just have a kid. Even if you adopt a child, that adopted child came from a man in some aspect, right? But the delusion is so strong, the convincing is so strong that, hey, you don't need a man. And so these women, like, you know, on the panel, they believe that they really do not need a man.
And that's fine. That's fine if they believe they don't.
I don't think it's fine.
No, but I'm going to say this is why. Right? There was things in life, and what I'm saying is this. I don't agree. I don't think it's fine.
True.
I say it's fine if you think that way, right? But the reality, this is the reality. Now, this is what's real. The world needs men.
Yeah.
The world needs men.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how we put it, the world needs men, just like the world needs women.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I just think that what women will do once they come into an understanding of compassion and sympathy, and the fact that, listen, first of all, if a man, you know, this is my biggest thing. I think women, they got this idea of what a man should be. But if you find a man who just comes off in their eyes as being weak, meaning he's not like like he doesn't speak aggressive, you know, he doesn't walk around like this.
Tough,
Tough guy. He's a, you know, it might be a little short, skinny, or slim guy. They think he's not a man, right? But this man goes to work, he grinds, he gets it, he loves you, he takes care of you. He just don't like to argue, and he ain't calling you out your name. And a lot of men
Nice,
he's too nice. Too nice men, but not realizing most real men are nice guys. Most guys that I know are real nice guys. Real men are nice guys. Why? Like, you think about all these marriages that lasted 43 and 50 years. If you love that man, you don't have to be aggressive with him.
So if she realizes that nothing she does provokes a reaction from you, that's what she'll continue doing because she knows she can get away with it. Well, most men think they're doing right by not saying anything or keeping quiet to not cause drama with her is being a good, understanding man. But what you're really doing is making her comfortable with disrespecting you. Once you get her snuggled up to that comfort zone of doing anything to you, saying anything to you, and degrading your manhood, you've got a serious problem on your hands at that point.
Now, count it. I was listening to this thing with somebody whose couple been married 43 years. And they were like, what was one of the things that 3 reasons made you love him?
Okay.
And she said, well, no matter my attitude and my demeanor, he doesn't feed into it. He just lets me be me and it moves on. That's what real men do. Real men at the end of the day. And the thing, it doesn't make you a real man if you feed it, but it should show work that needs to happen. Like when I was saying, the young lady says she don't need a man. I was like, that's fine. If she's unwilling to work on it, it is not fine. If she is able to look at herself and be able to evaluate why she doesn't need a man and why she feels that way and why she thinks that way and works on it, I think that's fine.
Well, see, here's one of the things that I observed as she said what she said, right? On the panel of women, I believe it was like 3 or 4?
About 6.
About six.
Yeah, because it was 3 over here and like 3 over there.
There was no woman that spoke up and be like, that's ridiculous. Like, what are you talking about? You're with a man, you're saying that you don't need him.
I like
there was
that.
no woman that spoke up and said anything. In fact, you had at least one woman, if I recall, that kind of embraces. She was like,
what she said?
like she doesn't. If she says she doesn't need him, she doesn't actually need him, type of thing, right?
Yeah, she was like, I like her or something like that. She confirmed
that. What even if she really didn't believe it, that woman that embraced her, she probably didn't even believe it. But there was such a code that she was on where it's like, you know what, I'm going to defend her and back what she's saying just on this womanhood thing. And that to me is the most detrimental aspect of feminism today, is that you can, as a woman, see something that is not helpful, it's not benefiting your fellow woman, but you will back it just on the premise of
wow, you know
we
what?
are a woman.
That-
We are a woman.
Man, you made me think of birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We have conversations with men. Me and my brother Ola was talking, and I was like, look, you know, it's you need men in your life, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're going through something, we need to be able to have somebody we could pick up the phone and say, hey, bro, I'm going through this. I need advice now, right?
Yeah.
You do not need somebody in your life as a man that's going to be like, man, blah, 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 blah. I says, man, that B, I wouldn't put up with none of that joint,
Right.
bro. Boom. Nah, how can we resolve this? Because the true attribute of a man, I do believe in his character, is the way he responds to things. I believe that's the biggest thing that, you know, as a man,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter what mistakes I made in my past. How do I move with the people around me? You know, how am I moving with the people that I love, right? You know, and I think that's crucial. Women, same thing.
Yeah.
If you have a room full of women who are, you know, and they're great, girl. I think even these panels should be more well balanced.
Yeah.
It's like even the women who speak on the power of men and the
Okay.
presence of men,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They get
They
shunned.
talk about the patriarchy.
Yeah,
Right.
they get shunned. It's like, wait a minute. But
Yeah.
then we live in a society where everybody is more important than the heterosexual men.
Oh, of course.
You know, like he's over here
Yeah.
when our culture, our society was built on men like this,
Absolutely.
built by these men.
Yeah.
Right? Not saying they dominate, they're above you. See, that's the
Yeah.
problem. Everybody wants to be above everybody.
Exactly,
But everybody
yeah.
is still in the same poor, broke position.
It's a pointless fight. It's a
Bruh,
pointless fight.
you know who are all the people who do this? Majority of them, if you look, are poor, broke, or don't have much. Like they don't, like you now think about
or
it,
miserable,
right?
or just miserable at
Or
life.
miserable in life.
Yeah.
Now you may have some people that are wealthy who are outside the norm, but majority of the people that are speaking against people and trying to tear people down, or talking about, I ain't going to no what's that joint called? The one restaurant that everybody talk.
Cheesecake
I ain't going to
Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. They poor broke. They might make
Right.
$120,000,
Right.
might make $150,000, right?
Yeah.
They might, maybe.
Yeah.
Most of them make it, but bro, that's nothing in this world.
And see, here's the cancer of it all, right? Is that woman that did that, which I believe it was a skit,
And
right?
even if it's not just that woman, there's tons of women who bought. Okay, to your point. Go ahead.
And I think you were going to say the same. A lot of women bought into that as well,
And
they
it was a skit.
and it was a skit, and they probably didn't even.
Or maybe
believe
even
that.
if it wasn't, you never
Even
know
if it
this
wasn't,
day.
You never know. But other women rather, they bought into that as well, and they're like thinking like, I don't need to go to Cheesecake Factory. I need to go to something higher quality.
Yeah.
And previously, they probably never would have thought something like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I use the word cancer, is because you have these women that are toxic, because you do have toxic women, right? And unfortunately, it bleeds into the women that probably don't even think that way, don't even have that mindset.
Yeah.
But because they use their leadership as social media, right? These people who are toxic are starting to guide these people.
Yeah.
And so when they didn't have this thought process before, now it's developed into
check it
reality.
out. Yeah, check it out, man. I was talking to a friend of mine. Me and her were talking, and we were talking about, and I was asking her this year, what is like something that, you really focused on or learned? She was like, really that I'm going to spend time with myself. And I thought it was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because I find, to become amazing people, whoever they are, self-reflect.
Absolutely.
That's who helps you, because you look at yourself.
Yeah.
Taking time. She's like, look, I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to spend time with myself. I think that is when women who are looking, see, not saying women can't find a good man. I think when women have room that they can grow in, choose to reflect and spend time with themselves and fall in love with themselves and not desire a man, because you can desire a man and keep bringing in toxicity, right? But when you desire self-growth and elevation, I believe you'll draw what you desire. Like positivity draws positivity.
Right.
Also can draw negativity, but you can shun that through your positivity,
True,
right?
true.
And so that's one thing that I thought was amazing and reflective. I believe, listen, in my opinion, a man will never have a problem finding a woman. Now, hear me out. A boy will never have a problem finding a woman. A boy, an immature, no good, trash dude will have no problem.
I see where you're going.
And create a relationship.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah.
Now, will it last? Maybe not. A man will never have a problem, no matter how much they try to tear down our strong heterosexual men, right? At the end of the day, I'm talking about them, right? Because they will always draw beauty, one way or another. You don't. If you're not trying to get in line, okay. Now watch this. Women, no matter if you're independent, whatever you are, I'm talking about good women. I'm talking about whoever. All women will not draw good men relationships, and it's sad because a lot of these women should be in good men and have those good men in their life, right? Yeah. But I also believe it takes time and growth and time by yourself, right? True. So you can weave out the nonsense. Yeah. I say this to say this: the women, no matter how much you try to compete, no matter how much you try to show your dominance, your strength, and all that, at the end of the day, true men don't care about that. Yeah. They desire to come home to love and gentleness. Yeah. See, the reality is a man goes out here in these streets and fights every day. I fight every day against the obstacles against me, the haters, my daughter's mother, my ex, the streets, the negativity, all that. And I come home. I'm not coming home to fight my wife for independence and strength. You know what? I don't care how independent or strong my wife is. I come home to lay in her arms, lay on her lap, and just have her rub my head. And that's it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Do you think that the energy of some women, let's take the women on that panel, is you are my biggest battle? Like, they may not say that.
You
right?
Say that again?
Like, okay, the women on this panel, right? That when they do come home with their man, it's like, you are my you are my challenge. I need to challenge you. Like, after you've come home from doing all that and you faced all that and you come home, are these women saying, I need to prove that I stand on my own as well?
If they do, I'm not saying that's the case I think when women do that, they pick the wrong battles. Okay. They fight the people that aren't here to fight. You know, like, you don't have to fight me. If I come home to my home and my lady there or something like that, or whatever the case, whatever relationship
I'm in.
But
they're not fighting at work, though.
No, they're not fighting at work. They're not fighting friends. And I think I think we have these platforms so women can sound stronger than they really are. True. But yet they still choose. They say, well, I don't need a man, but yet they choose men that hurt them. Yeah. Right? And it's like, you don't need a man. But then if you feel so confident about yourself, if you feel so great about yourself, why are you choosing men who hurt you? Why are you choosing men that destroy you? Yeah. Right? Oh, man, I don't need this, and that. Yeah, but then if you're so this, how come your man beating your ass? Yeah. How come he's cussing you out? How come he treats you like, nothing when you're around? How come he sleeps with your best friend? Right. How come, how come?
You're fighting that. Like, that's your fight. You know what I'm saying? Versus finding someone that's actually good to you.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't want it because you know why? All that, I'm an independent, strong woman. Yeah, but not all, but I see a lot of women that say that are weak, insecure women. Yeah. Just like men who go around and act like, beat my chest.
I'm alpha.
Are honestly weak, insecure men. Yeah. Because you don't have to do that. When a man walks in the room, people say no. They feel that dominance and that energy. You
ain't got to say nothing.
You don't got to say nothing. Yeah. They can feel it one way or another. Yeah. So, and I feel like the problem with most men who are who are questioning themselves or wondering what's going on are conforming to these things right here that are unnecessary.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Right, and I just think it's like, come on, brothers, come on, fellas out here.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you think that this actually impacts men and how they actually communicate and self-prepare, self-groom, in this world of quote-unquote equality, but not equality? How do you think that are they changing how they move, or, what are things that you're seeing, Well,
let me ask you this. Does a lion act like a zebra no matter what the jungle looks like?
Negative.
Man, a man will never change no matter what our society does, right? Yeah. The beauty of it, you have men that are trying to educate and inform women, because we do have a cancer out there of women that are trying to destroy the man's mindset, the confident levels of men. But I believe there's always going to be men that are going to sustain and overcome. The lion has always been the king of the jungle, right? Yeah. No matter what, he's always going to be known as the king of the jungle. There's not going to be an animal that is going to come that we've never heard about.
Right.
Dinosaurs don't exist anymore, right?
Right.
There is not going to be an animal unless something magnificent happens. Something flies from. But the lion will always be called the king of the jungle. No matter where we are, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, men will always sustain 50 years, 100 years from now. And that's what I love about something that is true. And what it is, it's like there's cures, and the cure to our insecurities in life is men. when it comes to young men who are confused and insecure and lack. There's going to be a lot of young men that are going to, become more feminine as they think that is the role, right? Which, that's, we know they travel that journey.
True.
There's going to be some men who are just gonna be afraid to become more of who they are because they don't have the strength and confidence to do it. But I think, to answer your question, I think I have, but I believe men will always tug at the hearts of young men who desire to know what it takes or who to become. And you have a lot of fathers, men, or a lack of fathers out here many times who are insecure, raising children, acting just like the children, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's never going to have a true impact on men in this world.
Okay.
I think what it does is it just allows more people who hide behind the shadows, who are insecure, and who want to act a certain way to come out, right? And it hurts sometimes because it's just like, man, it's an injustice. I think we all go through things, but that's my question. I do got a question for you, man, as we get ready to close out. If you think that there's hope for women out here who desire a relationship, right? Who desire to be with a man, right? But maybe haven't had the best dating experiences, or just haven't found the right one. Do you think there is hope? Do you think there's possibility, or what do you think?
I absolutely believe that there's hope. I've seen a lot of, I talked about social media and how there's an abundance of information that should be a reference point, not, pure guidance, right? But I have seen the other side of the toxic femininity, and I've seen more of the more beneficial, more of the uplifting, more of the embracing reality versus delusion from women, right? Now, of course, it's met with a lot of opposition from other women. They call them like pick-me's or whatever the case is. But I have seen women that are standing on their own and being like, listen, women, the delusion that you're living is not real. Okay, if you want what you want, you got to face reality. You got to do that self-reflection and see that what you're doing may be contributing to the poor results that you're having right now. And this is coming from women, which I think is very powerful. So to your question, absolutely. I think that there is, hope. There's faith. There's a brighter light, to the end of the tunnel as far as women that are seeking relationships that are not in them. It's just going to take some time to weed out a lot of the catty women that women back in the day would have ruled out anyway, right? And a lot of the time now, that cancer is it's in the mix right now, and it just got to get weeded out.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, man. So, ladies, there is hope. I believe the biggest thing, like my friend, like it was to encourage her, and she was saying, is honestly, take a reflection on yourself. If you're out here like, I'm an independent woman, I don't need a man, that's fine. Say it, cool. But really, I would encourage you to write a list of why. Right? Because nobody cares that you say, I don't need a man, I don't need a... And then guess what? If you were to say, I need a man, doesn't make you look any weaker, except for the women who say, I don't need a man. Because they're going to make you seem like you're weak. And it's not that you need a man, it's that honestly you do need a man. Just like men need women. It's science, it's religion, it's reality. It's everything. We need each other. Like, no matter how I put it. Look, you need water. Point blank, you need water.
Some would argue that.
Yes, some would argue that. You don't need water. Hey, look, I'm not a scientist. I don't need food. Okay, but you're going to need something. All right, and you don't need a man, that's fine. Okay, but listen, ladies, we love y'all. Man, continue to just grow. Just continue to be great. There is a good man out here. There is good men out here. And big ups to my men. Big ups to you fellas, you know what I'm saying? Just keep doing it, man. We are the lions of the jungle, but guess what? Just like a lion, check this out, I'm gonna close on this. Do you know in the jungle, who does the hunting?
The women.
The lioness.
The lioness.
The man, he protects. He creates that presence. True. Another man comes in the jungle, who fights him?
Man.
The man.
The lion.
Now, when it's time to protect, to bring the food, to do it, what do the lionesses do? They go in packs.
True.
Hey, listen, man, we need each other, baby. Hey, hola.
Hey.
Love you, baby.
Great conversation.
My man. I love y'all, man. Check y'all out later.